Today I'm going to be making some Coca Cola chicken with some baked sweet potato fries for dinner. And this is going to be actually Coca Cola chicken with a twist. I'm making Coke Zero Coca Cola chicken. So now some people make this with chicken wings. I'm not a huge chicken wing fan, but I do love rotisserie chicken. So I did take a couple of the wings off my rotisserie chicken when I put it together last weekend. I've got the legs, 2 thighs, and 2 wings, and I'm going to use these to make my Coca Cola chicken. It's going to be amazing. And in case you didn't notice, I'm wearing my Pioneer Woman chicken apron that I made yesterday. It just came out so adorable, and it's reversible so the other side can be green polka dots. So if you're interested in watching how I made that, just click on the link above. It was really fun. So you start off, you take about a tablespoon of baking powder, and we're just going to kind of push this right over the chicken. And then I'm going to add water. I've actually had this defrosting for a day in my refrigerator, so I'm going to go ahead and add my water to this bag, and we're going to let it set for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to start off by peeling this gigantic sweet potato. And this is going to make some really good sweet potato fries. Now you could clean this if you like and just leave the peelings on. I think it just comes out looking a lot better, and I don't know if it tastes any better, but I think the appearance is better when you take the peeling off a sweet potato. So I'm just going to peel it real quickly. All right, I'm just going to keep these peelings because I'm going to put them out in my compost pile. I'm just going to cut this sweet potato in half. And I've got a little something there, a little eye or something. And all I'm going to do is just cut these into fries. I like them about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch thick. But you do it any way you like. I actually have a French fry cutter, but I just find with the sweet potatoes, I think they're a little bit better if you make them a little bit bigger. All right, so all I'm gonna do is cut these into nice sized bites. Maybe some of them a little smaller. If you've never had a sweet potato fry, you really should try them. They're very good and they're very healthy for you. Sweet potatoes have a lot of vitamins in them, and let me show you how I season my sweet potatoes. So all I do is take just like a little plastic bag. I'm gonna throw all these sweet potatoes in here. Now I'm not gonna be able to eat all these, but I may save some for a dish tomorrow. I'm sure I'll have leftover chicken. I start off by drizzling a little bit of extra virgin olive oil over the potatoes. You don't need a whole lot. You're really just looking to make it so that they don't stick to the pan, and that all these seasonings will stay coated on top of your sweet potatoes. So I'm gonna add some cracked black pepper. This is one of those times I really like kosher salt. So I'm gonna put a little bit of kosher salt on here. I don't want too much, but I do like that taste of the kosher salt. Put the pepper on. And then I'm gonna add my seasoning blend. This is one that I make from my own herb garden. I've got rosemary, thyme, basil, and oregano. And then I also add some garlic powder and a little bit of seasoning salt, and I just put this all over my sweet potatoes. You can't put too much of this on. It's herbs and it is really good. Then I just take my little bag and give it a really good shake, a really good mix. You want to coat the sweet potatoes, every one of them, with the seasonings and the olive oil. So don't be shy. Get in there and really move this around and get all these coated. Now you can either get a piece of parchment paper or some foil. Either one works fine. I buy these little 6x6 squares of parchment paper over at the Dollar Tree. I just put a couple of those on. That's pretty easy. Just like that. And then I just pour my sweet potatoes right on top of that. Just like this. Then I just throw the bag away. It's done its job. Just move these all over the pan. You want them as, you know, single file as you can so they all cook good. Oops, boy, it smells good. These are gonna be delicious. This is kind of the, I won't say the star of the show because, you know, Coca Cola Chicken, that's the star of the show. We have 2 stars. We have a star and a co-star. I'll let you decide who's the star and the co-star. All right, got our sweet potatoes. We're gonna put them into a preheated oven at 375. Now I put my timer on for 15 minutes, but if you wanna check it in 10, that works. I usually turn them and then cook them another 10 minutes. All right, we're gonna start off making our sauce for our chicken. So we're gonna put in 2 tablespoons of ketchup. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. We're gonna be putting in 2 tablespoons of, I use a raw honey. And then we're gonna be putting in about a tablespoon of Dijon or spicy mustard, whatever's your favorite kind that you like. I'm gonna be putting in a Dijon mustard. I'm gonna be putting in some pepper, ground pepper, and I'm gonna pass on the salt because of the soy sauce. We just want it to get incorporated. Next, we're gonna get our pan prepped. I'm gonna put about maybe a tablespoon of olive oil in my pan. I love to use cast iron when I'm browning any kind of chicken or meat or what have you. And about a tablespoon of butter in my pan. All right, now that we've got our pan heated up, we're just gonna re-add our chicken and get that started grilling up. We just want this chicken to brown. And one of the reasons I use rotisserie chicken, if you notice, I don't know what it is, but I don't know if they just don't cook it as much as a regular chicken, but I don't usually eat these pieces around like the bone unless, you know, I've kind of recooked it. I'm just kind of afraid of the, I don't know, I'm just a little afraid of the rotisserie chicken sometimes. All right, I've got this on high, so I'm gonna turn it down, and I'm not gonna put a lid over it, but I am gonna put a splatter guard over it. And we're gonna let this cook a couple minutes. We'll check as soon as it's been a couple minutes. We just wanna make sure that we can get the chicken browning up on both sides. I'm gonna just, I don't know if I'm gonna turn it, but I am gonna start checking my chicken. Like I said, I like to make sure that all this pink part of the chicken turns brown. Now, typically, if you were cooking chicken wings and you were browning them, you would go ahead and cook them for about 15 minutes. Just, you know, get both sides brown and cook them up. But because this is a pre-cooked rotisserie chicken, I'm not so much worried about it pre-cooking. I do want my chicken browned up a little bit more. We're going to be adding our sauce in just a moment. And then I'll show you how this is going to turn out. This is about the easiest dish you could make as far as chicken goes, and it's one of the best. All right, it's been about 6 or 7 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pour my sauce mix over this. Now, this does not have the Coke in it. This is just the sauce you know, with the ketchup and soy sauce and all that. So I'm just gonna pour that right over the chicken for 5 or 6 minutes, and then we're gonna add our Coke to it. Actually, I'm gonna be using Coke Zero. Now the recipe calls for 1/2 cup. I'm actually gonna put a little bit over that, maybe 3/4 cup, because these are some big pieces of chicken. And our chicken is done. And boy, does it ever look delicious. Boy. Can't wait to try this. I love the way that this makes a really nice kind of a sticky sauce for the chicken. So good. Now, because I told you this was rotisserie chicken, I actually had a little pieces that fell off because this has already been cooked, but that's okay. We'll eat every bite. So what I do is I usually add a little bit of water to this. I leave it on max and I just let all this sticky stuff cook off. This just saves me time and energy when it's time to clean. Our sweet potatoes are all done. I'm just gonna go ahead and move these from this pan onto this plate, so all of it can be served up together. Now this is one sweet potato. If you've got a big family, you know, it's just as easy to, you know, cook up a bunch of these. You can air fry them. I actually like them baked. It makes them a little bit more moist. So I do eat both, but I really prefer this when I'm making sweet potatoes. And I like mine, I think I told you before, I like them kind of not burned, but I do like them a little bit charred and crunchy. And then lastly, I'm gonna serve this up with some Brussels sprouts. And you know, not everybody's a Brussels sprout fan, but I love Brussels sprouts. I think they're so good. So all I'm gonna do is put together a plate and I'll show you how it looks. So dinner is served. I have some beautiful chicken, some sweet potato fries, and some lovely Brussels sprouts. So let me give the chicken a try first. Wow. A+++. That is so delicious. I'm gonna have 2 pieces. And the sweet potato fries. And the Brussels sprouts. Perfect dinner. Well, thank you for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed making this Coke Zero Coca Cola Chicken. It's really good. You've got to try it. If you haven't tried it, it's like an A+ meal. So if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring the bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Are you interested in winning a brand new Presto canner? If so, go ahead and email me at the link above. Let me know you're interested in the drawing. If I hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year, December 31st, 2024, I'm going to give away a brand new Presto canner to one lucky winner.